We got new Persona cards available in WWE 2K26, and we're going to talk all about it and some potential updates that were teased by developers as well. So there's a lot of good stuff going around with the teasing, but we don't know so much about the obvious My Faction drop that came around today that some people have been talking about online. So let's go on ahead and get into all that. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. Let's go on ahead and get into it. All right, man, we in My Faction. Let's go on ahead and get into it, bro. So as you guys know, most of these Persona cards are always going to be found in live events. And honestly, these have been probably the most live events that we've seen at the very beginning of the year. There's just tons of things to do in My Faction if this is a mode that you desire to play. Me personally, it just hasn't been my cup of tea this year, and I'll keep saying that till I feel that I can come around to it. But when you look at a lot of these Persona cards like Javon Evans going for Dominic Mysterio is needed for the Drew McIntyre Persona card that a lot of people missed out on last year, and I have a feeling we're going to end up missing out a lot on this year as well, which that is one thing that is really hard for me to go on ahead and get into with the Drew McIntyre and all the other recycled Persona cards, because I feel like there's people paying for this stuff that already paid for it last year. So it's just an attire that's just being recycled for more money. The same thing would happen with Triple H. And again, I get it. It's a business. It's all that. And again, I get it. But just using Drew McIntyre 2010, where you need every single Persona card that has dropped pretty much. Like Alexa Bliss, she just dropped today. You need to go on ahead and collect Bray Wyatt the Fiend. So if we go on ahead and check that out, we're going to go in my collection and we're going to see that for the Fiend, you need Bunakano, Tamatonga, you need Alpha, Sika. You basically need damn near everybody that came out in this pack to get Bray Wyatt. And then after you get Bray Wyatt, you need to go into the live events to defeat your opponent to get Alexa Bliss, as you guys can see here. You need Brock Lesnar, which you need Jacob Fatu for to get the whole collection and get him as a reward, and then go into your live event to play whoever to get Brock. Same thing for Alexa Bliss, and you just need Javon Evans, which he is another collection reward as well. So there's, again, just some things with the My Faction Persona cards that I'm not really feeling. Again, it's an update for those that want Drew, but I'm not sure how to feel about it. And just to get into a little bit of talk with the card market, usually every 2 weeks, it's already been 2 weeks since we actually got the game, we get an update in the card market, but I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Since the standard edition only has 1 week today, it seems that we're probably going to get another update the upcoming week. That's just my 2 cents with this. That's where I'm sitting at with that and holding that. Probably next week, we're going to get an update where you'll be able to get the cards for Jacob Fatu and get Brock Lesnar 01. So there's going to be some positive coming out of the card market where they update it every 2 weeks, but that's the reason why I particularly hate the card market, because I feel that it's just being controlled and it doesn't really give the player that freedom. You know what I mean? Because you're giving us 2 weeks so we can go on ahead and open packs and try to unlock these cards, and that's just something that personally for me, I just can't get behind. Every other Ultimate Team game that I play has an auction house, and I will keep pushing for an auction house till the end of time. Now, we know that there are so much more possibilities with Persona cards. We know that there is going to be more Persona cards in the Ringside Pass. We know that there's going to be tons of new stuff likely coming our way through that Ringside Pass, and we haven't really seen 2K really respond to a lot of the backlash towards the Ringside Pass, which again, I highly doubt that they keep it the way it currently is. I just have a hard time believing that. There has been so much backlash against the Ringside Pass that it'd be crazy to see 2K double down and keep it that way. I'll just say that. With that being said, we are at a point where we're seeing developers talk about quote-unquote Persona cards. Now, if you go on Brian Mazik's Twitter, let's go on ahead and read out this tweet for y'all. He quotes a Oba Femi clip and said, "This dude has it on a major level, definitely deserving of more versions in our game," with the eyes rolling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they wouldn't say that if it didn't mean that we were getting an Oba Femi update or Persona card of some sorts, and that's why I am at a point where if the Ringside Pass, right, you give the DLC at the beginning and then you start to give out Persona cards like this to keep the game more updated along with music and things like that, that may be something for me personally that I would enjoy from the Ringside Pass, because you're keeping the game updated. Now, if this is one of those Persona cards with Oba Femi that if it does come to the game, because again, nothing is confirmed, we're just going off a tweet and a quote that Oba Femi dropped around launch time for WWE 2K26. If he does come in and he's in My Faction where you got to spend tons of money to go on ahead and get him, then me personally, I am not going to be doing that, because it's one of those things where I just don't think that's probably the correct approach, because Oba, to me, he is already a bit outdated in 2K26. If you're going ahead and drop a new Oba model, or maybe an Oba with the same model but different hairstyle, I think that needs to be part of the ringside pass. We saw it with Stephanie Vaquer where she got the blue attire, nothing really changed. But again, I'm all for different little things like that where it's not taking up an extra slot. I don't got to go on community creations. I don't got to do none of that extra stuff. I can just go in there and, you know, just grind and get her attire, and then, you know, I got 2 different attires to alternate through while I'm playing the game. Like, that type of stuff I'm a fan of, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we see that same type of treatment with Oba Femi, and it is already part of the pass where we can just grind it and it's already quote unquote paid for, because as we know, my faction, you're just going to be there, you know, you might be there gambling for a little bit unless you're waiting the 2-week marking period, which that's what it has been in the past. We don't even know if that's the case this year. But, you know, I just want to see a little bit more positivity come out this ringside pass, because obviously we already know the bad, but if they continue to do little updates and things like that on attires and on character models, then I think that we may have something decent on our hands, as long as they make that change to the DLC that everybody desperately wants. Because I do feel that people will still spend money on the ringside pass and still do whatever they want if the rewards justify themselves. And I've always said with the ringside pass, as long as the rewards justify themselves, I'm okay with it. So hopefully we'll see, you know, what happens in 26 if we're going to get more updates through these character models, because I already can name a few off the top of my head that do need one, like Tatum Paxley. She's someone that a lot of people have complained about. Trish Stratus is another one. Lita is another one. Like, there's a lot of Persona cards that we could use in 2K26. It's only the beginning of the year. We don't know how far we're going to go on ahead and go with this one. But again, I am genuinely excited to see, you know, what could they bring, because we have gotten off to a rough start in 2K26, and we need more updates than just Persona cards, for the record, before I have people in the comments letting me know, hey bro, we need this and that. 100% let your thoughts be known in the comments, because we obviously want to know what's going on with the game and whatnot, because there's things that you guys are mentioning to me that are broken that I had no clue that were broken, if I'm being completely honest. I haven't played so deep in universe mode, and I did do a setup video for universe mode, and I didn't realize that it was at that point with the rumble and everything that everybody has been pointing out. So again, if you guys are experiencing issues, always let me know. I might even make a video on the issues that need to be fixed with 26 at some point, but I have a feeling that we are going to get something bigger than the patch we just got, which again got 2K some backlash. I think that they are likely working on something on the back end. In the end though, I think that if they can get this ringside pass tightened up, and I know that we went from my faction to Persona to ringside, it's all kind of tied together though, but if they can tighten up this ringside pass in the end, I think that we are going to be at a decent point for 26, because I'm all for additional content and stuff that you can have me grind. Just again, you put that DLC at the beginning where people don't feel as inclined to grind everything and don't feel like they're missing out on DLC or whatever the case may be. I think that that will 100% benefit the game in a positive way. You know, you're not taking away anybody's DLC experience, but you're also bringing in an extra experience. Again, we've talked about ringside pass so much, so I try to touch on it whenever I can, because I know that you guys are still very bothered by it based on the comments, but I am enjoying thus far 26. You know, hopefully we can get away from just the spending in the my faction and things like that. It's just one of those things, man, where I just haven't been able to really indulge this year, at least so far. You know, I hope to in the future, because it was something that I enjoyed a lot last year, but I just haven't been able to get into it this year, and that's just the way I feel. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to stay tuned for the next video. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.